Billy the Kid killed 9 men before his own timely death at the tender age of 22. But that's not what he's most famous for. He's most famous for his New York cheesecake. Welcome back to Instapot, Captain. Before we get started, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Michelob. Michelob, the working man's beer, the go-to beer of the Instapot, Captain. Hey, bud. Now, so legend has it, Billy the Kid, William H. Bonney, Henry McCarty, Brushy Bill Roberts, whatever you want to call him. So he ended up in Arizona by the age of 15, and I don't know exactly when he killed his first man, but after he killed his first man, he had to skedaddle on down to New Mexico, and that's where he became a cattle rustler for good old John Tunstall, and became part of the Lincoln Regulators. Now, what happened was, while he became a protege of Tunstall, the rancher, old Tunstall was teaching all the regulators English and the Bible, and also how to bake. Because what happened was, they weren't making a whole ton of money, a lot of money on the cattle rustling and whatnot. So each one of the regulators would, bake a specific item, and they would have bake sales back down there in town. Sell cakes and cheesecakes and, bundt cakes and whatever, pudding. But Billy's specialty was making New York cheesecake, and he wanted to learn how to make New York cheesecake from John Tunstall because his mother, he was born in New York City, and his mother used to make him New York cheesecake. So, a little softer side of the rougher Billy the Kid. So let's get started anyway. So basically, we got a 2 cheesecake recipe here, and I'm only going to read it out as one. So basically, in our pot, we've got 2 sticks of Philadelphia cream cheese, and we're going to add to that a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. Get that out of the way. And yes, Billy did make his cheesecakes, and Tunstall did make his cheesecakes in the Instant Pot. They also had a Thomas Edison Instapot. It was John Tunstall's, but it said later on that Billy the Kid himself actually got his own Instapot from looting it from somewhere. And rumor has it that at times, even when he wasn't making cheesecakes, he once tried to copy John Wesley Harding's baby back rib recipe, but he had failed at it several times because nobody could make the sauce. That's another story. So anyway, we got our 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, and then we've got a 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm gonna throw that in there, and then we're gonna add a tablespoon of flour, just like so. Now I already made the crusts, okay. I'm in a bit of a hurry today. The Instapot's Captain's got some drinking to go do. But we made it with the graham crackers, and like we always do, graham crackers, brown sugar, and a little bit of powdered sugar and butter. Mix it together, grind it all up, pack it down in the thing, put it in the freezer to chill. Parchment paper, you know the routine. If you don't, go back and look at one of my other videos. There's plenty of cheesecake videos out there. On my channel, anyway. All right. So then we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we've got 2 eggs plus 1 egg yolk to give it that extra New York fluffy flavor. We're going to pour that in there. Oh, God damn it. Excuse me for a second while I clean up my mess. All right. Now, after the eggs, we got a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Get that in there. Now, the sour cream is the important part. This is what gives it that, instead of the regular cheesecake flavor, it truly puts the New York stamp on it because it makes it tangier. The critics will be looking for that New York flavor. All right. Okay, and then a tablespoon of powdered sugar to finish it off. And that's it. Very, very, very simple. New York cheesecake is probably the simplest cheesecake to make. Because, you know, everybody's been copying Billy the Kid's recipe now for, I don't know, what is it, 300 years? So we're going to hand mix this first. Now remember, when you put your cream cheese in there, it's got to be, you know, room temperature. And it won't be so hard to mix it up and whatnot. All right. After we got this mixed up good enough, we're going to take it over to the sink. And we're going to hit our little hand mixer and give it a real good whipping. And you can see the stuff looks pretty yellow, but by the time it's all mixed up, it's going to be super white. All right, I'd say that's ready for the sink. Stand by, I'll be right back. All right. Come on, man. See what we got here. After you're all mixed up, you know your batter should be nice and fluffy, just like that. We're going to take our little gizmo right there and spoon it in there. Now we'll grab our second cheesecake, fill that puppy up. That looks pretty good right there. You don't want to have them overflowing. We'll set this in the sink. Now, in this particular episode of It's Podcast, we did something a little differently. So, You always see the cheesecake going into the Instapot. I thought I figured it would be nice for you to see one coming out. So we're going to release the pressure on this right here. Give that a couple of minutes. While we're doing that, we can put our 2 layers of tin foil on these cheesecakes, get them ready for the pot. Oh yeah. Now we'll just dump the water out of the Instapot from the last cheesecake. That way we can give it a ready to go for the next one. We'll throw another cup of water in there. Then we'll put in our 6-inch rack for our 6-inch pots. We can stick this one in there. We'll cover this one up. I don't care what anybody says. Cheesecakes come out of the Instapot way better than they do out of the oven. And don't even get me started about no-bake cheesecake, because that stuff's disgusting. All right, turn the pressure back off. We're going to set these things to pressure cook again. Custom, 32 minutes, and start. And then now we can take a look at this bad boy right here. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. But that baggie right there is ready for the refrigerator. Pack it down a little bit. And minimum of 4 to 6 hours. And if you're smart, you'll leave it in there all night long and eat it in the morning for breakfast. And that's it. That's Billy the Kid's blueberry cheesecake, or not blueberry, New York cheesecake recipe. Thank you. I think I've had too many beers. Sorry, folks.